you got.
What did you see in their defenses? I mean, obviously you were able to get behind them a few times. What did you see in their defense, and how were you able to kind of exploit it?
Yeah, they've got a tough defense. We played Orlando a couple times last few years. I've had the opportunity to play them a few times being here in Cleveland, and they're always tough. They always like to hit, but they like to play off. They believe their guys are better than the guys on the other team, and so we have to believe as wide receivers we're better than their defensive backs. So we knew we were going to catch some balls underneath. We were going to have to run through some tackles, make a lot of plays after the catch, and then doing that kind of just falls into the game plan where we try to bring them up a little bit and run past them. And so I think we were successful both early going underneath, with some of those catches, breaking tackles, and making long runs afterwards, and we were also successful going over the top. It's just something we have to keep up for 4 quarters, but we'll get that fixed.
Collin, the quarterback play, I know we brought up with Coach, but how difficult is it for you, because you're on the receiving end of the throws? I mean, is it different for you each week?
Yeah, it's tough. The thing about that is every quarterback who's played, excels at a different thing. And so we just have to catch up as a receiving core with what that quarterback can do really well. So Chris has what he does really well. Dennis has what he does really well. Arvell has a lot of things he does really well. So just being his receivers, being his receivers, we got to be able to catch up. Unfortunately, we're kind of put in a situation these last couple of weeks where we have to catch up fast. We only have 2 or 3 days of practice, and we got to figure out his entire game in 2 or 3 days. So especially this week, it was one of those things that all the receivers and the quarterbacks were staying after for 30, 45 minutes after practice just to get some extra reps, and I think you could see it out there. You know what I mean? We hooked up on a lot of different throws, a lot of short ones, medium ones, and deep balls. And I think you started to see the offense go and put up a lot of points. Not enough, unfortunately, but another thing that we'll keep working on and get things right with Arvell.
Even with this quarterback carousel, you still have an impressive streak with games with touchdowns. How long do you keep this going?
Yeah, well, I'd like to keep it going forever. It's something I don't really think about, and I thought I was going to get jinxed after they brought it up a couple weeks ago. But we're good. We're rolling so far. I just have to stay consistent. All it really tells me is what I'm doing the right things on and off the field. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep training off the field as hard as I can, and same thing, going to practice every day and going to work, and especially coming out here on Fridays and Saturdays and giving it everything I have. So all that record kind of tells me, all that streak tells me, is that I'm doing things consistently in the right way. So I'm just going to keep doing that.
What's the expectations going forward? You got another tough one, Jacksonville next week, and this seems to be really the heart of the schedule, the toughest part of the schedule so far.
Yeah, we're going to be, we're going to see a lot of tough teams, and now with 8 teams in the league, every team is going to be really tough. It's the best players that were spread over 13 teams are now packed into 8 teams, so we're not going to get a weak team for the rest of the year, and that's not what we expect. Jacksonville is one of the best teams right now, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And so we're going to go, a lot of film study. Everybody's going to go hard. It hurts after games like this. We don't want to feel this again. So coming in next week, we'll be ready for Jacksonville. We'll have some things for them. But we got to think about this for about 24 hours. Then Monday we'll watch the film, get past that, and move on to Jacksonville. And looking forward to a really good game against them.
After the loss, how is the mood in the locker room? I mean, it's obviously not good, but what would the emotions be right now?
Yeah, disappointment. The big thing is because we played 3 really good quarters of arena football, and then just to come out and do what we did in the fourth quarter is really frustrating and almost depressing, because we work so hard, like I've mentioned, during the week at practice, and we know we can play 4 quarters. We know we have a team to beat any other team in this league. You got to kind of look at it like, okay, think about it for a couple hours, maybe a couple minutes, whatever it takes to kind of get past it. We'll see the film. I know I'll watch it a couple times tomorrow. We'll watch it as a team on Monday, and as soon as we see that, we just got to move on, because we don't have enough time. Games come so quick. We don't have enough time to really sit and dwell on the past and some of the plays that we missed out there. So we're going to have to move on, but we just have to think, going into to play better next week, and the next time we see Orlando, we'll make the adjustments and come out a different team, hopefully.